behind you is where I experienced what looked like to be a distortion right by this tree, by this middle tree.
Do you want me to go back there to see what you...
You're right there.
Huh?
It happened right here on the path.
Right here?
Right there, right by those stickers.
So what happened?
Well, what I did, Momo, is I was like this. I was looking this way. I was actually with Mike and Nadine, and it was near, it was dusk. It was maybe a little darker than this, but not pitch dark. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot darker than what this was, but you could still see. And I was standing right here, and they were looking that way, and I turned around, and everything looked as normal as it could be. And then I looked right here, and there was like this, it's hard to explain. It was like a distortion of,
Bigfoot?
no, I want to say a shimmering light, but I have no idea. But it wasn't everywhere. It was just centralized right here. Like, it just took up a big area, you know?
So, like, did it happen right here?
Right here, right in that spot.
Huh?
Right on that spot.
Right here?
Yep.
Right here?
Yep.
How tall was it? Like, taller than me?
Oh yeah, it was taller than me. It was probably, I'm gonna guess, not quite to where that branch is right there. The first little branch that pops
like
out.
10 to 11 feet.
All right, so now I'm out here with the kids. All right, and they actually, I let them walk probably right about to my finger right there, not too far. Safety first. I'm always watching out for my kids. But I didn't want to hang back because I felt, and I know it was a feeling, but it was weird because I did not start recording or anything, but right, let's see if I can get to it, right about in here, and I'm going to say about 10, 12 feet off the ground, there was like some sort of movement within the trees. It was bizarre because nothing else moved. And I'm very conscientious of the wind that's around here that's going to cause it. And immediately I started filming and taking pictures. But I have to document it because I have no idea. It just seemed out of place. So, you guys ready to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Ready to do this?
Yeah.
Ready to go, Mo?
Yeah.
Lead the way. You're the leader. You got to teach the kids, even though that Blake's making a diamond for some reason.
Huh?
Yeah. Huh?
Okay, while we were walking, I felt like I was being followed. And of course, right after I said that, as I'm walking down, I see a large, like 9 to 8 feet tall figure, brown, and was running as soon as we got down here. And
did it make any noise?
yeah, when we were still talking, but then I heard a, it wasn't like a growl, but it was like a go away kind of noise. I don't know what it was, but it was in like the tree. It doesn't actually speak, but it was some kind of go away. So, you know, someone somewhere out there out of all the trees. I still feel like he's watching us right now. Do you think he's been following us this whole time?
I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh, I can see.
I did have a feeling down
God.
this path.
Look, you're right. I can see a Bigfoot.
You can?
Yes. Creeping me out here. I literally just saw a Bigfoot. I was fishing and staring at him. And then when I turned around, he was disappeared.
What do you look like?
The same as his. It was brown and the same feet.
So yeah, I feel like we kind of been followed. I believe that this track is a main track because most of the hikers, they like to keep going just a little bit further. But this path is if you really need to just go.
All right.
And this is a place that most people don't really go to, so.
Well, let's keep going here, guys. But remember, no more than 10 feet from me. Safety first. We have each other's backs, right?
Yeah. Do you think the day watcher was Do you think he was running because he was going to go report back? Because if you think about it, by the time he gets to his tribe, it'll probably be dark. So.
Well, let's just keep going, guys.
Okay. So right now, my dad is facing me with a foot. Of course, right now it's a little bit bigger because he's got his boots on.
Yep, my boots right now are size 13.
So
So you go to where you see it.
it's like right here.
How big is it?
15 inches.
And how wide?
Oh, okay.
That's the length. Now you have to go across the track. Like, yep. And go at its widest point.
It's like right here, which is 10 inches.
Okay, go right by where my foot is, in the middle of my foot. Go from, nope, but on the print. Nope, that's length. Go width.
From that, that's 7 inches.
So, it's a very interesting impression.
Just so sorry, I was actually wrong. As McKenna did it and I did it, it's the length isn't 15 inches, it's 17. 17 inches.
Okay. How did you make it 17?
It was this long. Look at, show the camera to it. It was that long. That's how long this foot is. We just found this track and it's turning dark, so I think it's time that even if we find something, we can debunk while walking, but we need to start getting going.
Okay. I had this feeling, I never let the kids go too far ahead of me for safety's sake, and I felt like that there was something, it was that gut feel again. Now, I didn't pull out my camera or anything, but as soon as I turned around, I looked up in the trees. That was where the unclearing was, and it actually looked like the trees moved. And what was weird is it was definitely about 12 feet off the ground. Can't say exactly what that is, except that I was just going by my feeling, and the only way I could explain it was like the trees were alive in one little section, not like the wind. I was taking note of the wind all the time up above us. So we were all walking, and
But there's more evidence that showed Daddy what he saw was something, and then Daddy's about to tell you something that made his thought seeing something more real.
yeah, we were taking a left to come around here because we wanted to get back before it was dark, and it's right where that smell happened that Chris and I felt. It was weird because we were walking, and again, I had that feeling of, well, that's what I was going to say, is I didn't say that yet. What did you say, Bubba?
I said I saw something, and
Or no, at first didn't you say?
I said I feel like something. No, oh yeah, at the very beginning, I was just like, I feel something's following us, watching us, and as soon as I get down the hill,
Right, what happened?
as soon as I got down the hill, what happened was I saw something moving. It was 8 to 9 feet tall of what I could see. It was definitely taller than Daddy. But the one thing I saw is that it seemed like before we got down there, it seemed like it was watching us. And
But what you were saying, what did you see? Because we were all talking, and right when you said you were feeling followed, you looked over to your left into the woods, and then you looked at me really quick, and you said, and that we recorded it right after.
And as I said, I saw it. But the one thing is that when I saw it, so first off, I saw it right when I got there, I saw it kind of hunched over, so I kind of just looked, and it must have thought that I totally saw it, so it ran away, and I saw it was like I said, 8 to 9 feet tall.
Okay, but you were telling me though, because we didn't hear the sound of it running.
And
I did.
after you were last time. I was there. After you recorded last time, I told you that maybe it didn't make any noise. Maybe you just got like you guys talking, moaning, and I thought I heard something. Maybe it did. Maybe it did, and I just heard something. But
Yeah, and then McKenna, right then, what did you see, Momo?
I saw
Blake, I have a question for you in the meantime.
yeah.
Did you see it? You said it ran away or moved away.
Yeah,
Did you
I
see it move?
saw it. I saw it run away. I saw it. It headed into the forest, and
We don't need man here.
You were asking a
You
question.
saw it moved? Okay.
I saw it move, head into the forest.
And that's what he said. He actually stopped and looked. Oh, okay. All right. We were asking McKenna, now that she's done eating, what did you see, Momo?
I saw like a black thing. There was like a statue, but when I turned, it was like gone. It was black, and it's probably like this tall.
Okay. Was it taller than you or shorter than you?
Shorter than me.
Right. Okay. Because she did say she saw something, and it was black, and it was low to the ground, which I have other questions about that from the last time I was out here. That was something really short and moved like a shadow. It was Ben and I were out here, and it was deafening quiet. There was no wind, there was nothing. And at the top of the trail, we didn't need lights because it was a nice kind of a lit sky. And right at the top of the path, I don't know if it was in the middle of the path, it moved from the center of the path away. And I mean, I saw it because it was darker than anything else. There was no sound, but it was only like 2 feet off the ground. It was weird because I'm thinking, if it's an animal, then, you're going to hear it. But right at that point, when I was seeing that, Ben saw a light to my left. One of those,
that light.
that
Yeah.
light or whatever. So I don't know. But anyway,
So another thing that happened as we were walking, I still was saying I feel like we're being watched, followed, getting watched our every single step. And as I'm walking, a pine cone just rolls out in front of me. Now, most of us would probably think that it was me just kicking it, but the one random thing is all the pine cones were to the side, and I wasn't walking to I wasn't going do, and I wasn't sliding to the side, so something must have kind of rolled it. It could have been little because because you guys were behind me when it happened, which means if it rolled, it must have been, if it was big, it must have been a really, really strong throw, because if it wasn't big and it was close by, then it had to be some kind of animal that just ran into it, because I swear I wasn't knocking any.
yeah, no, I saw you walking in front of me. I didn't see it, so I can't confirm that.
Right.
But he was walking to my left. McKenna was in the middle. I was behind, and right away he stopped and looked to the left, saying something just rolled right by him. So
Right.
And
Again, and you don't know, but it's interesting, and it's nice, good though that you're talking about it, because pine cones still. I have them in my yard. They're still falling off the tree. You
Yeah.
know, they're still falling, so it could have fallen and fell and roll.
But the only reason I think it didn't fall was because it seemed as to be rolling, not falling and then bouncing and then kind of going like that.
Mhm.
It seemed to be just rolling along, and that's why I think it didn't fall.
and then we did come across actually what looked like an impression
A footprint
in
that's 17 inches long, 7 inches wide, and
I just what you did to this kid already.
Hey, it's all about the
It's
art.
good. It's not in a bad way. I'm just oh my
But-
God,
but-
what have you done to this
But
kid?
it's the art of what do we do out there, buddy?
so what we did out there was
I mean, what do we do when we find something? What's the first thing we do?
we first off try to find out the upsides of how, if it was an animal or a Bigfoot,
He was,
or if it was people.
and you wanted to use the word debunk.
Debunk.
Because he started to. He said, and then he couldn't think of it, so you changed it a little bit. But yeah, debunk.
We do. We try to debunk it, but the other thing we do is we document every little thing out here because you don't know what it's going to come. So anyway, it was a great hike, you guys.